Behind chain link fencing and boards sits a historic South City church on the cusp of a new era. For decades, the Immaculate Conception St. Henry Church has sat empty. The 116-year-old church in South St. Louis is on Lafayette near Compton. First Lord 4's Nathan Vickers shows us what the newest owners want to do to bring people through its doors once again.
The Immaculate Conception Church on Lafayette hasn't hosted a Sunday Mass in nearly 20 years.
Your fear is that it just becomes unusable and falls apart.
Ethan Limewand and some of his neighbors have been glad to hear about a new plan for the site.
It's great to preserve this town's architecture. It's one of the greatest things about this city.
It's been very interesting and hopeful that it would be developed into something that was wonderful for the neighborhood.
Patrick and Carol Schuchart, the owners of Das Bevo, purchased the church building a little over a year ago with plans to turn it into an event space.
We don't want to just watch this fall apart.
Alderwoman Alicia Sagne has supported the project too and helped the developers engage with the neighborhood over the last few months.
Now, not only will it be a private venue, but it also will be a public space. It'll be a coffee shop and a wine bar and also an art gallery.
Most people in the neighborhood want to see something done to preserve the church, but in past discussions, some have expressed concern over potential issues with parking and noise.
Lafayette is a pretty busy street. We don't want to have to compete with any venue parking for the residents that live here.
It was irresponsibly sort of rolled out without thinking about people's feelings.
Since then, the Schucharts have made some changes to their proposal, lowering the occupancy for the building and agreeing to parking improvements.
We've changed our approach to this and have more of a public presence.
Today, they made their latest pitch to the city's Board of Adjustment, who granted them a variance allowing them to move forward.
I'd like to see it being used, and if they had a coffee shop and things like that they say, that's good stuff.
Many of the neighbors who previously opposed the project are now cautiously optimistic, though some still have concerns about late-night crowds.
It's just a little bit cautious still about some of the promises, if you will, or assurances that maybe the developers are giving residents.
But in the end,
I hope anywhere it can, that these buildings survive.
Limewand is looking forward to seeing its next chapter. In St. Louis, Nathan Vickers, First Alert 4.